So today in comic books and books, we have some fascinating stuff here as well. We'll explore how a fairly controversial trope from comic books in the 90s has finally gotten mainstream recognition. We also have looking at some huge new titles, including a brand new fantasy epic from the creator of The Walking Dead, as well as a new 17 plus series that brings the Red Hood back to his violent roots. Comic books is not a forgotten section this week, nerds, so let's go talk about that, shall we? Hello, nerds. Welcome to the Clips channel. This is a clip, as if the channel name was not specific enough. This clip specifically comes from a show that I do over on the main channel called The Week in Nerddom. We are going to be talking about comic books and books, very specifically in this clip. So news from the last week that has to do with everything comic books and books. Generally more on the comic book side, because the books side of things is kind of a little bit more slow going when it comes to nerdy content, but we do still cover it. So that being said, I appreciate you joining me. Let's get into the news. I'm going to cut in here real quick, nerds, and just remind you that we have a channel partner, DUBBY. See where we can get that in focus. DUBBY! Hi, DUBBY! Yeah! Channel partner DUBBY. Drinks like this, the jugs, this like 30 servings in here. It comes out to roughly $1 per serving. So one serving is approximately 8 to 10 ounces. If you do like I do and you drink them in bigger things like this, then you usually are probably going to use 2 servings, but that's still $2. Whereas, you know, you spend $5 at the gas station to get an energy drink there. So there's that. But also when it comes in a powder like this, if you're starting your physical fitness journey like I kind of am these days, then you can mix the caffeine with the nootropics and the brain power stuff with your protein, and you can be getting a little bit of a really awesome pre-workout going there. So yeah, we're not going to do a long spot for them this week, but just know that they're there. You can go to dubby.gg and go check out all the things they have. They are the only energy drink maker that does a s'mores flavored energy drink. I just ordered mine, so it'll be here in a couple of days, and I will let you know just how delicious it is, but I expect it to be pretty delicious. So there's that. And then code at checkout is generally nerdy, all one word, and you get 10% off of everything in your cart. So not just the drinks, but like if you get a shaker bottle or you get the hydration drinks, because they have more than just energy drinks, they have hydration stuff as well, which is also dope. There's merch. They have a million different kinds of shaker bottles. It's good stuff. I appreciate the people over at DUBBY. They're super helpful. They're super awesome for partnering with the channel. Go check them out. Once again, dubby.gg, code generally nerdy for 10% off at checkout. Thank you very much, nerds. Let's get back to the show. Okay, so no follow-ups or corrections. I feel like I did come across a trailer. I just didn't put it in the notes, so my apologies. Hopefully I'll find it and put it in next week's show, because I don't remember what it was. So we're gonna just talk about some regular ass news. How about that? This week's comic book news, we're gonna start with the Merriam-Webster's thing. So there is an infamous issue of Green Lantern, and for those of you in the know, you know where this is going at this point. Green Lantern Volume 3, number 54, written by Marz with art from Steve Carr, Derec Donovan, and Darryl Banks. It was from 1994. This issue has been officially immortalized in the slang of Merriam-Webster's, the slang that is recognized, I guess, by Merriam-Webster's dictionary. What the hell am I talking about? In that episode, the Green Lantern's girlfriend was killed and put into a fridge as I can't remember the name of the villain who did it. It just totally, I can see the panel where he does it, and I can't remember his name. Anyway, I can see his face. So the villain who did it puts her in the fridge and leaves a note for Green Lantern to find her, and then it's, oh no, oh my god, which I think is the panel you're looking at on the screen right now. So this has since 99 is when this phrase was officially coined. The phrase is to fridge. Originally, it was called Women in Refrigerators. It was a website started by, at the time in 99, new writer in the industry, Gail Simone. She's now one of the staples of the industry, it feels like. She called this phenomena women in refrigerators. Women in refrigerators refers to female characters. This is how Simone laid it out. This is not how Webster is recognizing it. But how Simone laid it out, Gail Simone, is women characters, female characters who were closely associated with their male superhero or male protagonist counterpart, who are then killed solely for the excuse of motivating the male protagonist. Merriam-Webster's is not quite so black and white. The to fridge phrase that it got shortened down to from women in refrigerators is being recognized as a character who is killed or injured violently, and there's a couple other qualifiers they have in there. Male or female, traditionally female, who is these things are done to them purely as a motivation for the protagonist, usually male, of the story. So they do recognize that it could go either way, though I think a lot of feminists would not recognize that it could go either way. But that's a whole other argument. I did that years ago on a completely different show, completely different YouTube channel. So, but yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's not exactly the highest note to be entered into the modern lexicon of normies, but still kind of cool, getting the community a little bit more recognition. So there is that. Oh yeah, I have the official definition right here. So to fridge, a usually female character in a movie, television show, comic book, etc. is to kill them off or seriously harm / abuse / violate them in some way as a writer for the purposes of motivating or furthering the development of another, usually male, character. Fridging is considered and widely criticized as storytelling cliché. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. We're not going to get into that conversation. So yeah, we're in Merriam-Webster's dictionary for not the greatest reason. Next up, we have a new book called Skin Breaker. It is new from Skybound and Image. The writer on this project is Robert freaking Kirkman. Of course, you know who that is. Walking Dead, Invincible, come on now. Robert Kirkman's is this new project. The art comes from David Finch. We have color from Annalisa Leone and lettering from Russ Wooten. The synopsis, the elevator pitch for the book is as follows. We have Enor has led his tribe for many seasons, but his time as chieftain is coming to an end. He wields the mighty Skinbreaker, but at his age, he can barely lift it. Will Enor's reluctant heir, Anak, take over before their world falls to ruin? As a bloody power struggle begins, an even bigger threat lurks in the darkness beyond their village. It's Swords and Sorcery by Robert Kirkman. I'm super intrigued by this. I didn't see the release date for it, so I apologize, but I bet if you follow the link in the show notes, it'll tell you the release date for it. Let's say it with me, class. I take amazing notes. That's correct. And then our other piece of, we have two other pieces here. First up is Red Hood. We have a new Red Hood book coming that is on the new line called All In. It is a 17+ line. It will be debuting in September. The writer for this book is Gretchen Felker Martin, art from Jeff Spokes, and lettering from Becca Carey. This is a promise to finally get back to violent Red Hood, which we really haven't got for a while. We have the plot synopsis thing. The elevator pitch for this one is as follows. New Angelique, a city drowning in corruption, seems to be perfect place for Red Hood to put down roots. There's crime, vice, and sedition everywhere. When Jason discovers a superpowered serial killer who is targeting the city's police, he finds himself sucked into a deadly conspiracy with seemingly no end in sight. But Jason isn't the only person on the scene. Following in his trail is Helena Bertinelli, aka Huntress. Is she here to stop him, or will she join the crusade? What will happen when the two black sheep of the Bat family start working together? I mean, like, it's not Gotham, so it's a little weird, but like, we got some Nightwing stuff where he left Gotham, so like, yeah, sure, let's give this a shot. I really want to see, because a character like Red Hood really needs to be on a mature comic line. So if this is a mature comic line, let's get some mature comics going, man. I'm super intrigued. The art looks pretty good. I'm super stoked on that too, so let's just freaking go. Our next and final piece of regular ass news for comics is from Global Comics, comics with an X. They are a distribution company, I believe. They launched a new app called Watch, which you can access through their website as well. You don't have to download it, but you can. It is a video content hub that highlights quote unquote leading voices in the comic book community. The aim for this is they're trying to connect readers to video content creators, not just the creators of the comic books, but the video content runs the gamut. And they're accessing the video content through the YouTube API, which is going to come into play when we get a little bit further into the explanation of what the hell this is. It is a video platform that you can go access history on characters, history on books. You can go access like news rundowns and things of that sort. Run the gamut from history to deep dives and everything in between. It contains YouTube videos. Again, I'm pretty sure they're just doing this through the API, but it counts those watches towards the creator of the YouTube video. So that's why I think it's API. It's just more exposure for comic content creators, not exactly comic book creators themselves, though there are those on YouTube, and I'm sure some of them will find their way into this platform. So that means all monetization, all the views count towards monetization for the video content creators, which is awesome. I don't know exactly how they are choosing which creators they're putting onto the platform. I'm sure they'll get a little bit more transparent with that as the platform matures, but yeah, super excited for new ways for the content community to really get out there. But like I said, that's the last piece we have of regular ass news. Let's talk about suggestions this week. Suggestion is not a comic book. It is actually a book, and it's a Stephen King book, which is even more weird because I'm not a big Stephen King fan, but Stephen King's If It Bleeds is where the Life of Chuck short comes from. The movie that is in theaters right now, The Life of Chuck, based on a Stephen King short, it's in this. I haven't read it yet. This is my girlfriend's copy. She wants me to read it. So I'm going to read it. You're going to read it. It's going to be wonderful. We'll talk about it next week, and that just happened, I'm sure. But that is our suggestion for the week. I'm just curious what the hell this Life of Chuck thing's all about.
Subscribe. That is all.
Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, probably here.